Welcome back here in beautiful Chipley, Florida today at Hard Labor Creek Shooting Sports for the annual Wausau Possum Classic 3D Archery Tournament. It's quite a mouthful, but it's quite a tournament. We've got people literally from all over this several state area here to compete for big cash prizes. Right now here with Kaleigh Brown. Kaleigh, is this the first time that you'll have shot in this particular tournament?
Yes, sir. I haven't shot in this one before.
Okay. Now you're a member of the 4-H bow team, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been shooting?
About 4 months.
Are you any good?
Since November. Yes, sir. I'd say so.
Really? So you've been in other tournaments before?
Yes, sir.
And how have you done?
Well, last weekend I shot in 2, and I got first in women's. And there was 5 other women. I got first, and the next tournament I tied for first.
Wow. So how far did you have to travel for those particular tournaments?
Last weekend I shot here, and then on Sunday I shot in Nashville.
Okay. Now, 4-H is a wonderful organization. It gives an opportunity to young adults to get involved in all kinds of things. And the things that get our attention the most are those that involve the outdoors, whether it's shotgun sports or 3D archery like this. Who is the instructor? Who was the mentor for that program?
For archery, Greg Mayo.
Okay. So how many folks have you got involved on a local level here with the Washington County 4-H in that?
Right now, we probably have about 20. I mean, there's a good amount. We're getting new people in now, so.
And women relatively new to the sport in numbers. That doesn't mean that women have not been involved all along, but it seems like there's a resurgence of interest on the part of young women to get involved. How many females are on that team? As
of right now, just me and one other girl.
Wow.
So, 2.
So, and why do you suppose that is?
I really think that people they don't understand like what they're missing. I mean, a lot of people just don't know about it, and they're missing out.
What's the best part of being involved in that particular sport?
I really enjoy just meeting all the new people, and it's a really fun hobby. So, I mean, I enjoy it. I mean,
now over time, you would probably have the opportunity to do some traveling as you kind of move up in the ranks. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And how far away would you potentially go over the next couple of years? Well,
for the state match, we go to Gainesville, and if you win that, you go to nationals, and it's wherever over. So, I mean, you could travel as far in the U.S.
It's going to be somewhere in the United States. And
oh, yes, sir.
No telling where. Wow, pretty interesting. Well, we're here today for the Wausau Possum Classic Tournament. And if you recall, whether you were here or not, over the last several of these, it's been pretty wet. This is probably the first one that has not been just pouring down thunderstorm rains. It didn't really dampen the spirits of those who participated over the last few. These guys, they're hunters for the most part anyway.
Yes,
they're used to being out there in the weather. Now, do you hunt yourself?
No, sir. Well, I mean, I'm getting into it right now, so.
You think this will lead to bow hunting for you?
Definitely.
Wow. So the 3D archery, you get an opportunity to shoot at replicas of animals. Obviously, there's some bears and deer and all sorts of other targets out here. You've only been in it 4 months.
Yes, sir.
To what do you attribute the fact that you were able to be so proficient over a short period of time?
Well, I mean, I have a good instructor, and I have a lot of help, and I've met a lot of people who have helped me along the way. So, I mean. Yeah,
and you mentioned that there's a whole lot of people missing a good time because they don't realize. What got your attention to get you started and involved to start with?
Well, I mean, I have family who shoot bows, and we met Greg, and so it all kind of just fell into place. We just picked up a bow, and then Greg helped us out getting in it. So. Are
you a lifelong resident of Washington County?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If somebody says, have you lived here your whole life, you say not yet, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, Kaleigh, thanks for talking to us. We're going to talk to a few other people out here. It looks like we're going to have just a gorgeous day. So far,
yes,
it's cool enough not to be uncomfortable, but some of the forecasts say as high as 90 today, certainly the high 80s. So looks like you're dressed for it.
Yes, sir.
So there may be a little bit of sweat before the day's over due to the weather and maybe also due to the competition. Do you start getting a case of the nerves before these things start up?
Definitely.
And what do you do to combat that?
I just got to tell myself it's going to be fine.
It's easy to tell somebody, focus, relax, calm down, but when you're on the other side of those instructions, it's not so easy, is it?
It's not.
What kind of investment does it take to be involved? What kind of money do you have tied up in the equipment that allows you to do this?
I mean, it's really how much you want to spend. You spend as much as you want. You can come out here and spend not much at all, or you could go and buy the best stuff and spend everything.
obviously, as in any sport, it's not necessarily the quality of your equipment as it is your ability to be diligent and work hard and to become proficient at what you do. But I would imagine the quality of the equipment still counts for quite a bit.
Yes, sir.
If you had to look at a scale of equipment versus skill, would it be 50-50, or what do you think?
I think it'd be 50-50. I mean, like I said, you can spin as much as you want, but it's really how good you are. So you got to practice. And
well, we're going to be watching you here today.
Yes,
No pressure. I know you do have a little bit of the nerves going on, but thanks very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
We appreciate being a part of the tournament today. It looks like folks are now just starting to roll in. We got another 30-40 minutes before the tournament starts. There's quite a few people that have already registered today. Does it become easier when you have more competition, or when it's just you against one or two other people? Which would you prefer?
Probably less people, not because there's less people, but because I feel more comfortable. I mean, you can get to know them and they help you out along the way. So, I mean, I like less, but I mean, if more, it's all the same. I mean,
have you gotten a feel yet for how many folks may be shooting in your class, in that women's class?
I feel like there might be about 10. I feel like we might have a good turnout.
Wow, 10. Now that would be very interesting, because in the past several events, I don't think we've had nearly that many women.
No, sir.
We actually interviewed a couple of women that were involved in the first one of these, and that was a couple of years ago. So we're going to look forward to, maybe we can get some interviews with some of your competitors and,
Yes,
and kind of
sir.
match you all up. Well, again, Kaleigh, thanks so much. The best
Thank
of
you.
luck.
Thanks.
$1,000 first prize today.
Yes, sir.
Does that add to the jitters?
It really does.
But I would imagine that coming away with bragging rights is probably worth just as much. But it's nice to have that. Now, if you are successful and you win one of those big pots of money, where does that money go?
Well, right now I'm thinking about just kind of putting it up for other competitions and maybe better equipment.
Where do you go to school?
I go to Chipley High School.
Okay. How do people greet you, and how do they treat you, knowing when you're involved in this sport? Do you have people that give you a hard time or congratulate
Definitely.
you?
I feel like half my friends, they are really proud and they think it's a big deal. And then I feel like all the boys don't take it seriously.
Tell them to watch Hunger Games.
Okay.
Are there any references to Hunger Games when people talk to you about shooting the bow?
Actually, I've had a few girls tell me I need to braid my hair.
Well, Kaleigh, you're charming, and I really appreciate you taking the time. Best of luck today.
Thank you.
Again, we're with Kaleigh Brown here at the Wausau Possum Classic 3D Archery Tournament here at Hard Labor Creek Shooting Sports in Chipley, Florida. A great venue for shotgun or long gun, or obviously, as the case today, archery sports. Also some pistol range opportunities and other opportunities to enjoy the great outdoors. We're going to be talking to some more people, and before the day's over, get a little bit better feel for what's going to be happening this year at the Possum Classic. If you haven't had the opportunity to visit, you need to check it out. You can follow us on Facebook at Wausau Possum Classic and find out all there is to know about the tournament. If you'd like to see more of these shows, you can follow us on Facebook at Real Florida Magazine. Go online at our website at realfloridamagazine.org. We'll be right back.